Hello bunny people, I'm Jackie the Bun Mom, and today we are going to be talking about brushing your rabbits. I feel like when it comes to pet maintenance, the simpler the better, so we're going to be doing this in the most basic way possible. So we're just covering the general basics of fur maintenance. This is important for their health as well, because you may know bunnies are prone to GI stasis. This can be caused by impaction of excess fur, so you want to help them along even though they do a really good job of grooming themselves to just get, especially when they're shedding, just want to help them out with getting rid of that. Oh, and in case you're not aware, GI stasis is caused when there is a disruption in their digestive tract, so it either slows down or stops moving normally. Rabbits are prone to this and it can be very dangerous for them. So brushing, quite important. Also, I haven't even introduced these two. Anya and Twix are with me. That's Anya, the black bunny right here, and then Twix is... where'd Twix go? Oh, he's over there. Anya loves being pet. Twix not so much. So let's talk about the tools you can use to groom your bunnies. So in the past, I've been using this. This is the Furminator brush. It's been working pretty good, but recently I've been using this right here. This works so much better. It's basically the same as a regular fine-tooth metal brush, but it has like rubber woven in between, and that really helps with grabbing the fur, and because it has much more surface area than the Furminator, I feel like it works better. But it's a matter of preference. What do you like? What does your bunny like? The last suggestion I have is this is probably the cheapest brush you can find in like a pet store. And if you weave rubber band through this, it's kind of the same as this. I don't think it works quite as good, but it does work. Two additional tools that can be helpful are just your plain old hands, because some bunnies really hate the brush, but your hands can do a lot to help. And a lint roller, because sometimes bunnies get these little tufts. Some bunnies don't care if you just pull them out because they're not connected to them anyway, but Bizu kind of hates it. And I learned that the lint roller is a good way to just like pick it up without him really like being upset about it. Alrighty, let's talk about some tips and tricks. So you want to give them the spa treatment. You want to have a relaxed environment. Sometimes I even play some music for them. You give them treats, you fan them with palms. You do the works. Especially if this is a new bunny who's not really comfortable with the whole grooming process yet. And this was probably self-explanatory, but you never go against the grain. They don't like it, it's not comfortable. Also, another tip is you may want to break up their grooming into different sessions. This is especially helpful if your rabbit is a bit squeamish, doesn't want to sit still, and it's just a bit more respectful because bunnies do get kind of fed up with it at some point. Also, you can do ongoing grooming, so like the tufts of fur that I mentioned, you can go ahead and just, if your bunny doesn't mind, use your hands or the lint roller to pluck them off, just so your bunny doesn't really have to like worry about that getting in like their pen, possibly ingesting it too. So usually I don't like to pick up my bunnies because they tolerate it for the most part, but they don't like it, especially the little ones, they don't like it. I've got like a 10-second max with them. So my final tip is to restrain yourself. Don't pick them up more than necessary, especially if you're bonding with your rabbit still. Some bunnies won't mind. Props to you if you have a bunny like that. Like this is me holding myself back. I want to grab her and I want to kiss her. She would hate that. And I said I had some tips and tricks, so here's the tricks part, because sometimes the battle is mental. So you want to convince them that this is something that they enjoy. So it's like you're gently holding them captive while you do this, especially if your bunny doesn't like it. Again, props to the people who have bunnies who don't mind. So when you're holding your bunny to groom them, you want to be firm but gentle still. You don't want to smother them. You want to put them on a surface where all 4 feet can be on the ground. Sometimes it helps for that surface to be elevated because they're less likely to run away. And it's especially helpful if you change your location. If you pick an environment that they're not very familiar with, they're going to be more likely to see you as an ally and the environment as the enemy, rather than you the enemy and they have to run away from you. So like this pen would not be a good environment. This is their room and my room. So in here, they know where to go to avoid me if they don't want to get brushed. But the bathroom, full of slippery tiles, is unfamiliar to them. In there, we're friends, we're allies. Like Twix especially, who's notorious for not wanting to be touched. In there, I was girl in there. And finally, and most obviously, use some treats. If your bunny is very food motivated, that's going to be very helpful for you. You can just spread out a line of like pellets around them while you brush them. You can give them little treats, and while they're chewing, you know, pick out some of those tufts. Use that Furminator. Come here, baby. Yeah, good girl. Stop biting my butt. Walk around. I'm not moving, bees. You gotta walk around. Thank you. Jesus Christ. Couple things to note. When you have bunnies, like you can brush them a lot, but there will still be fur that manages to get around your house, especially when they're shedding. So I feel like it's better for me to accept that and just treat it like it's part of the ambiance of our home. You're also gonna get a lot of fur on you, most likely, which is another reason that lint roller is helpful. You can kind of just treat it like a flex so that when you go out, everybody sees you have like bunnies at home and they're gonna be super jealous. It's also worthy to note, I think, that bunnies have kind of different, from my experience, like these guys don't really shed very much, my bigger guys do. They are different breeds of rabbits, so I'm sure that factors in. And they blow their coats, if that's the correct term, I think like a couple times a year.
Yes, so they do shed twice a year. They shed in the spring and the autumn, but because they're domesticated rabbits, sometimes they will shed more often than that.
Yeah, so I hope this was helpful. If you know of any tips that I didn't talk about, please leave them in the comments so myself and other people reading can learn. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for taking good care of your bunnies, and I hope you and your bunnies have a great day. And also, if you have subscribed in the past and are in any way like, oh, you made another video, I appreciate you for being encouraging and supportive and kind. So thank you very much for that too. Now that's what I like to call a cute bunny. Oh!